that nobody was talking about was UCLA, and they've gotten better every year under Chip Kelly, and they returned to quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was really this raw gem when he arrived on campus. And Chip Kelly, you know what he does at college. He scores a lot. The Bruins now lead college football in scoring, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson has become he's in the Heisman race now. So, first of all, Chip, it's great seeing you. Let's go back to when you first got him. I remember watching him early and thinking, boy, there's a lot of work here. I watch him this year, and his confidence, he's like a different player. When was the moment for you that he turned a corner?
Well, he's done it for a while here. I just don't think he's gotten enough notoriety on it, to be honest with you. We played, I think in 2018, we were playing Washington State up there down 42-17 in the third and beat them 67-63. In some of our biggest games against our biggest rival across town, he's played phenomenal. Last year he threw for 4 and ran for 2 against them. The year before he was 30 or 35 against them. I think what we've done is we've got some parts around him that are helping him and contributing with him, but what we're seeing is a byproduct of his work ethic, and his work ethic is tremendous.
Chip, your offense is so unique because usually I can watch an offense and say, this is what it is. But you use your tight ends way more effectively than a lot of offenses. I consider you at times a power running game. But yet Dorian, who's very athletic, loves to throw from the pocket. So I'm not, I don't sit and watch film all day. How would you describe your offense?
I think Bill Walsh started back in the old days with the West Coast offense. And then I was on the East Coast at the time. So we liked a lot of the things he did. So I would name our offense the Seacoast offense. If we see it and we like it, we're going to run it.
I like that. I actually think, when I heard you were moving to the Big Ten and people are like, oh, the travel. And I'm like, it's 4 road games. Who cares about the travel? But stylistically, you're going to play in more bad weather. And I look at it and I think, yeah, but Chip Kelly teams, they run. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think stylistically, I think it helps your home crowd. Wisconsin, Michigan, all those cold weather teams come to UCLA. Sure. I think the environment, recruiting, I think you're going to flourish. But I do think stylistically, my takeaway is I think your offense works in Big Ten football. How do you view that?
No, I agree. Our offense is an NFL offense. Got a lot of experience when we were there. Our O-line coach is an NFL guy, and he was with Jim Harbaugh for a long time. So I think our offense matches up really well with what that conference is all about. Ryan Day, who's at Ohio State, runs a similar offense, and he's killing it. He's got really good players, and he's killing it too. So I think stylistically, I think we really fit in what the Big Ten is doing.
I think the transfer portal is really valuable for California schools. You get bounce back kids. The kids will leave California and then they go to the weather or the South and they're like, I miss California. You went and got a running back, Zach Charbonnet, who is as good a transfer portal player in the last 3 years as almost anybody's gotten. He is just unbelievable. Having coached in the NFL, what would you compare him to? Because he's obviously a very high draft, he's a high round player. Who would you compare him to?
That's a really good point about him. I think he fits in the mold of a lot of those guys, like a Nick Chubb and guys like that. He's a tough, physical runner. He's a one-cut runner, which everybody in the NFL wants. There's so many good athletes and there's so much speed in the NFL. You don't have time to dance in a hole.
Right.
Zach does a great job of getting his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. He's got great vision. And when he makes a cut, he makes it decisively and can really get the ball going forward all the time. That's what you don't want in the NFL. You don't want to be behind schedule. And he keeps you on schedule as a running back. And I think he's got a bright future. We're really excited about what he brings to our team and what type of weapon he is. There's a lot of people that are really going to like him when he gets to the next level.
One of the reasons Matt Rule struggled or a Nick Saban or a Spurrier college to pro is they didn't get a great quarterback. I think if Drew Brees and Nick Saban end up together, Nick doesn't go to Alabama. He stays in the NFL. Is that the league is so quarterback dependent because the margins are so small. In college, I think it's about the coach. Is that if you can develop, do you like the growth of players? You control your own personnel. And I also think, Chip, that it comes down to the personality. If you need constant, there's certain things in the NFL that if you just want to watch film all day, it could be good for you. College asks more of you. Do you think your personality fits one or the other?
I don't know if my personality fits a lot of things, but I just try to do. I think your job as a coach is to create an environment where your players have an opportunity to be successful, and then get out of the way and let them do it. And I think it's about bringing the right people or getting the right people in your organization that are self-started, motivated, want to take over and want it to be a player-led team. And I think that's what we have here. There's so many different personalities. I don't think you can earmark what works, what doesn't work. Bill Parcells was fiery and then one of the Hall of Fame coaches, and Tony Dungy was kind of the exact opposite. But they both were tremendous in what they did. I really think it really depends on the match and the fit throughout the whole organization for it to work.
So you're going to go back to Oregon here in a couple of weeks. And does it feel weird? Are you grateful? How does that land for you?
I'm always grateful for my time and opportunity there, but it doesn't. This is our third time going back in 5 years. So it's not like this is the first time going back. Right. It's such a cool place to play. It's one of the most unique environments in college football. Our players will be excited about it. Oregon's a really good football team this year, and we're excited about that. But this isn't about me going back anywhere. I think we land at 6:00 on Friday night, and we play at noon on Saturday. So they're not going to be. This is not going to be a sightseeing trip. There's a really big game that's going to occur, and that's what we're going there for.
Well, you're great for college football. Where did you learn that you were? I remember exactly where I was. I was with my family on vacation, and I got a call from my boss, and he said USC and UCLA are going to the Big Ten, and I was like, yeah, I like that. That's good. Where were you exactly when you found out?
I was playing golf in New Hampshire with Ryan Day when I got the phone call.
What the Ohio State coach? Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't you guys coach together? How did you know him?
Yeah. We're both from New Hampshire. Went to the same high school, same college. I coached Ryan in college. And then he was on my staff in Philadelphia and San Francisco. So we're really close. We live next to each other in the summertime. And I got the phone call. I thought something was wrong because our AD had called and texted, said, give me a call. Our assistant AD had called and texted and said, give me a call. And so I called back hoping something wasn't wrong or a player did something. And I got the news that in an hour or two, there's going to be a vote of us going to the Big Ten. And I said, okay, when does that happen? And they said in 2 years. And I was like, oh, all right, well, give me a call in 2 years, basically, because that's a lot of time, So, you knew the news was going to break, but, our focus and attention has always been on this team this year. Guys like Zach and Dorian will not be here when this team transitions to the other league. So our focus and attention is on this team. I think it's great for our school, but I right now, really, our attention and focus is on the short term.
Yeah. Hey, congrats. I think you got a bye week this week, so you're going to get a rare opportunity. Yeah, go maybe play a quick round of golf. You coaches have 1 day a year you get off during the season. So congrats on your success. Not a surprise. You've been better every year in your nation. Your offense is number one in the nation. Again, not a shock. Could not be happier for you. And thanks for taking time for us today, Coach.
All right, Colin. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again.
All right, Chip Kelly, number one offense in the country, 41 a game. It's what he does. I mean, people forget in Philadelphia, 10-6 with C quarterbacks. But it is interesting. The personality-wise, I bumped into him about 3 or 4 months ago. He's going a million miles an hour upstairs. He is academic. He's almost like a college professor when you talk to him. He even joked about his own personality. He is the antithesis of a lot of college coaches. He is an academic.
You think if you and I played golf with Chip Kelly and Ryan Day, we'd learn something about offense? Just a little something, maybe?
Can you imagine that?
That's quite the duo.
What a place to learn. You're sitting next to Ohio State's coach. I'll be joining you.
I'd caddy for them, actually. And Chip does live near me, 2 streets away.
That's right.
I could probably hit my driver to his house.
Don't be afraid to wear a Bruin hat once in a while and show support. J-Mac with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
So let's start with the team in our backyard here, the Rams. Boy, that offensive line is ghastly, Colin. They're
on a third-string center.
I mean, goodness gracious. Matt Stafford's been sacked 21 times already. And tackle Rob Havenstein believes the team needs to change their mindset to improve going forward. I think it comes down to a mindset thing. Physical mistakes are going to happen, but our mindset the last couple games hasn't been right. That's something we were going to address at practice. It's just something that's got to be fixed. So that's going to start with me in the offensive line room, and we're going to spread that through everyone. We just had a good talk, and the guys are going to get ready to go. Well, the good news is they don't have to face Micah Parsons this week. He blew them up badly last week.
Well, yeah, Derek Brown's really good for the Panthers.
Brian Burns as well, coming off the edge.
Yeah, they've got a good front. It's interesting at the trade deadline. Would the Panthers move people for draft picks?
Are they going to be sellers? Yeah.
I don't think I would. I think the two best players they have are on that defensive front. But I think a lot of this comes to it when Brian Allen returns, their starting center, who's a top 10 center, I think, and Van Jefferson. Yeah. I think they're going to be fine. I don't think they're dynamic enough on the perimeter. But a lot of this is just outside of right tackle. It is, they don't return it. They're not playing anybody. I mean, do we think Stafford and McVay just got dumb and don't know how to play football?
The schedule, though, is brutal.
Schedule's brutal, and they've faced great front sevens as their offensive line outside of right tackle. They're on a third-string center and a third-string guard.
I did touch on this on the podcast, Colin. When you look around the league, last year, the league kind of figured out Pat Mahomes, the two high safeties. He struggled for like a 6-game stretch. We're seeing Joe Burrow and the Bengals really struggle to get explosive. Teams are locking down the Rams. They're not giving up the deep ball. Tutu Atwell had like their longest play out over the top.
I think
right? If you don't give up the explosive play, the Rams aren't going to beat you because they can't run the football.
Right, that's true. I do wonder, Allen Robinson, so here's my thing. They acquire him. What concerns me is that McVay and Stafford, they're not even designing packages for him. So that tells me at practice, they're seeing something at practice, which to them does not make them believe he's a part of the offense. It's almost as if the coach and the quarterback are telling the GM, that's your mistake. We're not going to buy in on that because the offense now is Tyler Higbee, Cam Akers, Cooper Kupp, and nobody else. Skoranek or what?
Skoranek. Yeah,
I mean, they don't even create packages for Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
So what is that's telling you? McVay's telling you he can't separate.
And let's be real, nobody had Allen Robinson playing this badly. Like I drafted him in both my fantasy leagues.
I thought he was a good player in Chicago and Jacksonville.
Yeah. The only narrative was he's finally got a good quarterback, right? He's gonna dominate. And he's not doing anything.
I thought it was a great pickup.
Yeah.
I totally whiffed.
Yeah. All right, next up, what do we got here? The Eagles, yes, the last undefeated team in the league at 5-0. They have a huge game against the Cowboys on Sunday night. Nick Sirianni is keeping the message to his team the same as it's been all season.
We got to go 1-0 this week, and to go 1-0 this week, we got to go 1-0 in the day we're at, and to go 1-0 in the day we're at, we got to go 1-0. Or we got to be ready with our walkthrough and our meet, right? Whatever we are in that particular time. That's exactly what we preach as coaches and our players preach in the sense of, hey, like if does 5-0 feel good? Yeah. You want 6-0 to happen? Well, then you better do everything you need to do in that week to ramp up for it.
Yeah.
Boy, if he walked into the studio, would you have any clue that he was the head coach of the last undefeated team in the NFL? I just saw that video. I'm like, who is this guy?
In the history of Colin right, Colin wrong, this is the most wrong.
Yeah.
I thought he would be a disaster.
The press conference, I mean, he
was
did not
terrified.
look comfortable there. He did not look
He's
good.
not great speaking publicly, but the players like him.
Yeah.
The GM got him good tools, and they lead. It's really remarkable. They lead the NFL in big plays.
Yeah.
More than Kansas City, more than Buffalo, more than Cincinnati. Philadelphia leads the NFL with 44 what they call big plays, over 20-yard plays.
Well, you know what's been helpful is the best offensive line in the league. Now, Colin, if you look at the injury report, they've got 3 guys banged up this week, including their left tackle, who was supposed to go against Micah Parsons.
Oh, they play Dallas.
They do. So I like the Eagles here, but I got to watch that injury report because if the offensive line isn't healthy,
Dallas.
Jalen Hurts, this is a tall order. They've had a very easy schedule.
They haven't
so far.
trailed in the second half this year.
This is fair. All right, let's get to the final story, Colin. MLB postseason. Listen, the Phillies are without one of their relievers for the NLDS following a bizarre injury. David Robertson, Colin, strained his calf muscle while celebrating this Bryce Harper home run last Saturday. Look at the video. I mean, it's crazy. Bryce Harper hits a home run. Everybody goes bonkers. And this guy's got a calf injury, and he's not going to play.
Isn't that brutal?
Well, right now the Phillies are playing the Braves. Phillies are up 4-1 early. It is a good start. But, Colin, that is a crazy injury. Like, what level athlete do you have to be injured
Come on.
celebrating? Now, we've seen a couple of these in the NFL.
Have you ever pulled a calf muscle? I have.
I'm in tip-top shape, so no, I have never pulled a calf
pulled
muscle.
mine playing tennis a year ago. I fell apart like a year and a half ago. I was pulling everything. I just fell apart. Ribs, cartilage.
Wasn't on COVID, right?
I think it was inactivity, staying home, and then when I did work out, I fell apart. When you pull a calf muscle, it pops. It's amazing. I was just playing tennis, walking around, pop.
Ooh.
I am going to defend what you're calling an unathletic pitcher.
This guy's probably half your age, Colin. Come on. Seriously. All right, other quick postseason notes. Astros reliever Phil Maton broke his hand after punching a locker after his last outing. He's out for the playoffs. Craig Kimbrell was left off the Dodgers NLDS roster, and he lost his job as a closer in September. Obviously, Dodgers-Padres tonight on FS1. Who you got in that one?
The Dodgers have dominated the Padres, so I would take them. But I think, when you're an overwhelming favorite in a series, you can get a little tight. If Walker Buehler was pitching in this series and this year, I'd love the Dodgers in it, but I think they're more vulnerable without him.
My kids went out, got Dodgers shirts, excited for going to a postseason game. I said, guys, do you want to try to go to a Padres or you want to wait next series? They're like, oh, we'll just wait. We'll wait. I'm like,
Padres have a lot of talent. They can't beat the Dodgers.
This is not a layup, right?
No, they got players. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's the news.